Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Guru Goranga, Guru Goranga. So let's see our video. Where is okay for us today? Okay?
Seems okay, Maharaj. Dandavat, Dandavat.
And about Pranam, Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj. So we've come to you. We've come to you, Suresh Krishna, there in Resigne. And also we've got Braja Krishna Prabhu and Indumati driving the car from somewhere to somewhere. Hare Krishna, Dandavat. 2 hands on the wheel, drive safely. And also in Hari Gopal Prabhu, and there in Latvia, and Lavanyamoy Devidasi. And I just have to scroll down to see. Okay, others are in other countries. In Norway, in Germany, in Japan, in Ukraine, in Ukraine also Nadia Prededi. And Marie in USA, Cedar Rapids, Gunali in St. Petersburg, and the rest I've mentioned. Okay, a big welcome, and we are here in Hungary, and I'm just sitting outside the ashram, so I don't disturb the devotees too much. This weekend is their 3rd anniversary of the official opening, as it were, of the ashram here, and we're here happily with the devotees, walking and talking this morning, and chanting Hare Krishna and having festivals. This is our
Maharaj,
new.
Maharaj, just a minute because I need to figure out interpretation. I can see the icon of interpretation. I need to switch on because I'm a host today. So Harigopal, please, can you tell something in you? Harigopal, I'm speaking. Oh, I
I
don't know.
am speaking, he says.
But so сейчас слышно, да, все. So, Maharaj, can you say something in English and Harigopal will translate?
I can only say something in English. I cannot say anything in Latvian or Russian. But I don't see where I can select that I am speaking English. Interpretation. Okay, I found it. English. Okay. All right. So, dear devotees, I was simply welcoming everybody and those in Latvia and those around the world. And we are meeting you from Hungary. So, do we now have the simultaneous translation running? Is it running okay? Yes? Okay.
Maharaj, yes. Everything good.
All right, perfect. So let us begin with Vandeham because it is good to do, and we always feel something's missing if we forget to do it. So let us remember to do it. Let us chant Vandeham together, and then we will continue with some news, etc., from Latvia, devotional news that is, and any questions and sharing from around the world. So we're together. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvije Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, over to you in Resigne, Suresh Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat, дорогие
Dandavat Maharaj, dear devotees, Dandavat Paramananda Prabhu. I saw Paramananda Prabhu as well.
Да, у нас новости. Вчера был
Our news
йоги.
yesterday was the
Традиционно
day of
мы
yoga,
участвовали.
and of course we participated in
Я
it.
рекламировал это мероприятие.
I advertised it in advance,
И Таня, и Элла.
and Tanya and Ella, they participated. Ella was the Hatha Yoga of the, and we made bhoga, we offered to Giriraj, and when we gathered at the place, it also, there is also a traditional Latvian festival called Ligo, and this festival is the festival of barbecue. All the Latvian days, like holidays, are about barbecue. And we thought that nobody will come because it's like a Latvian day. And we thought, whatever, we will go, we'll see what happens. But as a result, in the end, 14 people came. And what's interesting, that all the people that came, they came with an open heart. And they wanted to feel what is yoga. And we had a wonderful event. Ella made some sets for Hatha Yoga. And then my turn, I told about Bhakti Yoga and the essence of yoga. I told them what is Bhakti Yoga. And we sang Kirtan, we distributed prasadam. And people were so inspired that even one woman said she had to go for this barbecue festival. And she said, "Oh, I don't want to go anywhere. I feel so much happiness in my heart." And Ella, she was also very, very happy. And me too, because we're always happy to know that we made something, did something useful for our Guru Varga. They are sending us some people, and we are on our level trying to share something, and we are getting inspiration, people are getting inspiration. So yesterday was an International Day of Yoga and Ekadashi. Yes, it was a very nice day, very fulfilling, very full, and very nice program yesterday. So here are our news.
Okay, perfect. I'm just trying to make my screen a little brighter because I'm outside, but I hope we're okay. All right, so I can see you better. So yesterday, now I've learned something from you, that is that yesterday was the International Day of Yoga. I did not know that. I don't think we knew that here, but we had the anniversary festival here. Yesterday, it was the main day of a 4-day festival. And so today is day three of the 4-day festival here, Sunday. And so it fits in very well that it was the International Yoga Day yesterday, because really we had a wonderful day of Bhakti, Yoga, Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, and what's the other thing? Yes, Hari Prasad, and here is also Ekadashi. And actually they made simple but very fulfilling prasadam for everyone. And simple, not like a feast. Ekadashi is not a feast day. It's a day for taking something simple to keep us going. But they did very nicely. And devotees came from around and about. So this was our news here, and we've got devotees from around the world, and we really can ask to an open house. We could ask. Actually, Tunga Rasa Devidasi, she's close to you. Well, she's just over the sea from Latvia. We could ask Tunga Rasa for any news from her because she's always reading, she's always participating in Zooms, and maybe she can share something with us. And I don't think she'll be working on Sunday. Tunga Rasa, are you free to speak? Would you like to speak? Maybe busy. Okay, often I know also sometimes we are hearing programs. So on, yes. So very happy and to see Kannapriya Devidasi with us from Kaliningrad and Premamaya Devidasi down in Sochi and joined us. And I think I saw, yes, Jadu Krishna Prabhu with us too. I'm on the phone. I'm outside. I'm on the phone with a little smaller screen than the computer. But I just scroll down and happily seeing all of you here. So would anyone like to share something with us about this week of devotional service? Nadia Priya doing something outside in Govinda land? No. Kiev? No.
Dandavat Maharaj. No, now I am in my parents, Odessa.
Still there, yeah. All right. What about Indubala? What's the news from Italy? I can ask you for news from Italy this time.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat dear devotees. Well, I'm at home and I'm not unfortunately at the ashram in Govila ashram, but I know that everything is going on in the seva. Every morning I follow the program in the morning with the devotees, and Keshavananda Prabhu has arrived this week, and also Kelikadambanana and
Abhinava Sunda.
Vinava Prabhu, yes, sorry. And what else? Maybe the next weekend we'll be together for the festival in Desio near Monza with you, Maharaj. There'll be a conference and a kirtan. I don't know exactly the time. I have to check exactly. Maybe Sunday, I think.
All right. And yes, we also keep an eye on the Vilu Govinda Facebook broadcast and Instagram broadcast in the morning, and we're happy to see the devotees all having a festival every day there in Vilu Govinda. And Lavanyamai, she's also there in Latvia, and she can share something in Russian if you wish, or in English. Lavanyamai, when you're with us in Italy, we encourage you to speak, and you can share some things. Please share something with us. Dandavat.
Dandavat Maharaj. На самом деле мне нечем особо делиться.
To be honest, I have nothing to share because I'm very busy with work right now. I'm actually partly sad because my spiritual practice, she's a little bit, but maybe not even a little bit, it's gone down because I don't have enough time. And I hope that soon the festival in Rezekne will change that somehow, and I will get inspiration to once again change something in my life. Maybe I will decrease my working hours. So my life will not only be filled with work, with material things, but also with spiritual things.
вспоминаю
But I'm very much
Италию,
remembering
ашрам. Я
Italy,
очень
the
бы
ashram.
хотела
I
туда вернуться
very much
еще
would
на
like to
какое-то
return there
время,
once again for
послужить
some
там, потому
time
что это
to
дает очень
serve
много
there because it gives so
силы,
much
радости,
strength,
вдохновения.
happiness, inspiration.
Поэтому надеюсь, что,
And therefore, I'm
возможно, в
hoping
августе у меня получится
perhaps in
ехать
August
и
I will have the opportunity to
побыть там
come
какое-то
and
время.
to be there for some time.
Maharaj, я хотел бы
Maharaj,
добавить, что
I would like to add
Lavanya Mai, она
that
говорит,
Lavanya
что
Mai,
мало
she says
задействована
that she's
в
not
служении, но
engaged
она
so much in
делает
service,
плакат для нас,
but she's
плакаты
always
для рекламы
creating
мероприятий.
advertisements and flyers for our programs. You know, she's working a lot and she says she's not making service, but she's actively engaged in helping us here to advertise all our programs.
Она сделала, мы распечатали флаер.
And we've printed new flyers. And here is the flyer, little flyer. And of course, it's not completely finished, but now we have what to distribute. And we got the idea from London when we were on the London Harinam. They gave us an idea with very short information, but very concise. So she's
And
helping.
where do those QR codes go to?
One of the QR codes is it's a web YouTube, the flag of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Another is the Facebook page and the TikTok page, our resources, and where there are lectures of Gurudev. That is also there. But we feel that 3 QR codes is a bit too much for such a small flyer. We will leave one because when you're scanning, you have to kind of catch one of the QR codes because they're all so close. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we will leave one in the future because the size of the flyer is small, not very comfortable. But we will leave one link. So yes, yeah, Lavanya Mai is participating, and I've also asked to next Sunday to have a program in Riga in Harigopal's flat. So it just so happened that, and I offered to Harigopal that I will be in Riga and we would like to have a Namahata, and he agreed. So next Sunday we'll have a Namahata with Harigopal. And please forgive me that I turned my microphone on. I just wanted to share that. And Lavanya is saying thank you.
The humility of the Vaishnavas. Lavanya Moyes, she's not going to admit this. She's humbly doing her service, as we know from one of our friends, to do good things and not to get caught. So well done. And by the way, Hari Gopal Prabhu, I know you're translating, but the world is ready, or at least 1 or 2 members of the world are ready for a second installment of your video on how to play the mridanga. So a follow-up both for the 3/4 beat, the 1 2 3 1 2 3, and the 2 3 beat, the ting 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 ting, for playing the mridanga. So if you could do that, everyone will be grateful if they only would try to play the mridanga, but it's time. I think they've digested video 1, now video 2. A humble request. And Hari Gopal probably can't reply because he's the translator. All right.
Maharaj, еще я новости. Я не
Maharaj,
знаю,
few more
просто
news.
я все время ждал, что
I'm not sure because I'm always waiting that Namapriya will join,
вышла в свет
but it turns out,
на латышском языке.
Bhagavad Gita has come out in the Latvian language with the purport of Srila Maharaj. But you know this, yes? She sent you the information.
I very happily heard this, and I saw a couple of photographs too of this. And this is something that certainly Srila Gurudev is very happy to know.
And next Friday in Rezekne, we will have the presentation of in Latvian. Namapriya is coming, and Vadim will also come, who helped with the development of the last part. He also was engaged because he is a native Latvian speaker, so he has this kind of sharp mind for kind of working with text and different words. So they will come, and also people. There are already people who signed up to come for the presentation of the Latvian Bhagavad Gita. So here is little news from us. So things are happening here, and bit by bit we will develop of the preaching of Latvian language, because unfortunately, officially Russian language is forbidden in Latvia officially, and we will not know what will happen in the future. But now, new law for forbidden Russian language. Obviously, it's a little bit nonsense, but it is what it is.
And Venugita has joined us from in her car or somebody's car. And is that Sarvalokanath Prabhu with her? The video is a little...
We are three. There is Sarvalokanath and you with CDD. But
Oh,
we
Juvati.
can't change option of the video. It's a small thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't actually see Juvati. There's only blur, but it's good to know you are there. Our Dandava. Oh, yes, Juvati. Hare Krishna. So we're happy to know that you're with us. And where are you driving from and to?
Yeah. Latvian party of Riga. Yes, in
close to Riga.
We are out of Riga and we are in a like ISKCON, yeah.
Yes, there is ISKCON festival near to Riga, and we just come together. And not really ISKCON festival, and there is about 100 people around there, and some programs for some days.
There are different lectures, different activities. Very
Is
impressive,
it
very
connected
interesting.
with the Yoga Day, perhaps?
Yes.
Yes.
Yoga Day, yes.
Yeah. Right now, there are Indian dancing, like group of people who are dancing Indian dance.
Okay. All right. Happy to know. It is the Latvia Zoom, so we're very happy to have you join us there, and also doing good for the people who are coming to hear something, understand something about yoga. But whoever you meet, you try to tell them something about Krishna, about the service of Krishna, the holy name of Krishna. Chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, and tell others about Krishna. Some very great soul gave this advice, and that very great soul was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah. We try.
Yes, we will try it.
Yes, very good. We appreciate that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right. So, dear devotees, I don't see Paramananda Prabhu just now. Oh, yes, I do see him. Paramananda Prabhu. Here we've been reading the chapter 20, Madhya Leela chapter 20 of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And of course, we've read this many times. But what is so outstanding, standing out for me this time, is how clearly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains to Sanatan Goswami about who we are, what is the goal of life, and how to achieve it. And Mahaprabhu makes it just very clear and very simple. And so perhaps Paramananda Prabhu, you would like to give us a little practical application of Mahaprabhu's teaching to Sanatan Goswami.
You know, it's the biggest chapter in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Maharaj.
I do know. But we're not all the way through. It's the early part we're at, where the question Sanatana Goswami's put the question, Mahaprabhu's answered, and it's just so clear, and we think, how can anyone not understand this and then want to be a devotee? But how to apply that in this world?
Requires Sukriti. That's what we hear from our guardians. To appreciate that. If we don't have it, we will never ask the question. And the question is so simple. And also, it's the question. There is no necessity for any other questions. The main question is, who am I? And why is this all happening to me? And what it's all about? It's so simple. And Mahaprabhu is, like you said, Mahaprabhu is giving very direct answer, saying that you are the loving servitor of the Lord. And the problem is that you have forgot about it. It's that simple. Really, there's nothing complicated. But the next many verses will be focused on awakening of that real me, real jiva, and acquiring again that position of the loving servitor. And like I said, it's the longest chapter in the whole of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sambandha Gyan is explained there. Sambandha Gyan is it's like the foundation. It's the foundation where everywhere everything else is built. Without that, it's very difficult to understand. It's we can say it's a map. It's a set of certain rules and directions and regulations and all of that together. So without that, we cannot move on. We cannot go forward. And that's why Mahaprabhu is taking so much time and with so much passions he is answering that. And he understands that Sanatana Goswami is fully self-realized soul. He doesn't have any necessity for these answers. He knows that all, but he is mining it for the others. And Mahaprabhu clearly states that it is for others. It is not for you, but yes, I will follow your lead. You lead, Sanatana, and I will follow that. So it's such as the Mahaprabhu's mercy. So Mahavadanyaya avatar. Like Maharaj was mentioning today that Mahaprabhu needed many fallen souls for his lila, and he's got a whole bunch of them. Still, there is limitless supply of the fallen souls, and still the lila is ongoing. The question is more likely what to do with all of that, really, and how to take it seriously, how to take it in your heart, not just a lip deep or so-called Krishna consciousness on a mental level. I don't even know if I can say that, but to take it to our heart. In the previous few meetings, we were discussing seva, what the seva means. And really, seva is where it's like a furnace, where all the impurities are gone. That purifying fire, when you put something that is contaminated with some alloys, the purifying fire of seva will get rid of that. And you will get a pure substance. And that pure substance, that position is the servitor of the Krishna. And that's the only happy and harmonious position. That's why people, sometimes when they come, and it's their first meeting, and we can say they're kind of innocent, they haven't committed any offenses. They're coming with the open heart. And then, due to association with the devotees, hearing the holy name, they will express that, oh, we feel so happy. Really, because they come with open heart. And it's only natural to feel happy. Because the happiness is the natural position of the soul. In connection with the Lord, realizing that we are His loving servitors. We want to be with Him. We want to do something for Him based on love and affection for Him. That's where the happiness lies, where the love lies, and everything else, the beauty lies. Everything else we're looking for is there. There's no other place to look for it. And on the other hand, I can say there is no necessity to study all the Sambandha Gyan teaching. And that is also a special dispensation of the mercy. All you need to do is to take to your heart the chanting of the holy names. Try to avoid the offenses. Follow the guardians, follow the Vaishnava's advice, and everything will be fine. Everything that you need to know, you will know. Like earlier today on BBBC, we were discussing this divine ether and how divine sound vibration have the unique capacity to enter our heart directly and manifest that so-called knowledge, or better we refer it to a reality, will manifest itself in the heart of such practitioner. And it may happen any moment, depending on sincerity of our efforts. It's that simple. And while I've been hearing everybody, I'm just noticing it. I'm sorry, Suresh Krishna Prabhu, he may close his ears. But really, for me personally, he was a great source of inspiration all that time. Really, he somehow embodies that, what Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, the sincerity is invincible. So for me, he is the embodiment of that. And he is the one who is inspired. And then he goes out, then he inspires others. And then others are inspired. And he is getting more inspiration from whoever he inspired. And it's this kind of reciprocation, it's never ending. And that's what we're talking about. The devotees inspiring others by association, and in the same time, they are getting inspiration. And it just carries on and on, that current always alive, always flowing. And that's why we always, like Indubala was just saying, she's there every morning listening to a program. Maybe physically not possible to go to the temple every time, but she's joining the program because she's feeling that necessity. And I can guarantee the devotees in Villa Govinda, when they know that Indubala is joining, they are feeling inspiration. They want to do something more. They want to do more service. And again, it just goes around. And that's always wonderful to watch. And it starts from a little spark. Like we say, the forest fires, they can start from a very small thing. Just a tiny spark. And you have the whole forest fire. That's all I can say.
And there in Sanatana Goswami, in Mahaprabhu's teaching to Sanatana Goswami also, Mahaprabhu is giving that stress that you need to come to a devotee to get devotion. What is in the heart, it needs that light to be lit by another, like another candle, some example like this. And there we've got this influence which all the advertisers know about in this world, that we are very, very pliable, influenceable. What's the word? We are very light. We hear something, we can go one way. We hear something, we can go another way. And for some reason in the past, we heard something about how we can enjoy in the material world. And hence we've come, due to something in the past, to our present position. And we know that there's the example that we are basically addicted now to Maya, starting from the first step, going into the illusory world, thinking we can enjoy. Then we've come something like, and our masters also, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, I think both probably gave some example of certainly Guru Maharaj did, certainly Gurudev, yes, an example of intoxication. In the beginning, we got some association with friends. They say, oh, come join us, take intoxication, you'll be very happy. And then, so in the beginning, we have some freedom. And then to do or not to do. And then when we misuse our freedom, we're influenced by some idea that, oh, we will be happy by this. Then we become addicted. And in a similar way, our material world, we've been somehow influenced to think that I can be the enjoyer and I will be more happy if I am a master of the material elements than if I am the servant of the Lord. And then if we can see in that way around, we can understand that just as with intoxication, then people have to come out of it to come into the clear world, the clean world, relatively speaking, in the material world. But we've been influenced by this intoxication that we are at the center in this world. And how to change that so that we can just have that faith that to be devoted, to give out energy for Krishna and his agents. We need to allow ourselves to be influenced, our lightness to be taken that way and into that upward carrying current. As Srila Gurudev would say, we just have to get into the upward carrying current and allow ourselves to be taken there and not hold on to this material world. But that the jiva soul is tatashta, is borderline, that we can be influenced upwards or downwards. We can be influenced in different ways. Then we can get some little understanding by this, mundane example, but we need mundane examples because that's what we can relate to in this world, that we're influenced. And now we have to admit we've taken our wrong step and we've become addicted. We are addicts of the material world. So we have to get cured of that. And we'll get cured of that by worshipping Krishna, by chanting his name. And as we get cured, then we will tell others also. So to share Krishna consciousness. And it's just a simple matter of faith. And
Also,
Gurudev,
yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was only going to say, and Gurudev was the big faith giver. And he was the one can give the faith and then light the candle, that potential candle within the hearts of the devotees. Yes, Paramananda Prabhu.
I was going to say something similar. The devotees, they have that capacity to give Krishna. Even Krishna himself doesn't have that, but his devotees have it. They can give others Krishna. And there is nothing he can do but to surrender to the sweet will of his devotees. And this is really their main engagement. They want more and more and more recruited into that sweet pastime. Again, based on love. So yes, they are our fortune makers. That's another thing we're hearing from our guardians. The Vaishnavas are the fortune makers.
And here, by the way, we've just been hearing, again, Kaviyori is Suresh Krishna, but we've been hearing some glories of the Vaishnava qualities of Suresh Krishna. And everybody naturally has a smile in their heart. We are happy to hear that. And when I'm seeing all the devotees who are here, we are very happy to think the glories of each of you. Everyone has got some qualities and glories. And so the association of devotees, where we are seeing the good, the Vaishnava good in particular, in others, it is very joyful. not only when we are at an arm's distance, but when we are side by side with each other, that we can always be in devotee association and not associating with anything which isn't a devotee side, which I know none of you have. But we know this material world has a little influence from outside, you can say. So this is Sadhu Sangha. And where was I reading just now? Like very, very just now. Then Srila Guru Maharaj saying how we have to learn to live with others and with many others, not just with one or two. And by that, we will be given access to the land where there are many others who are engaged in the service of the Lord. So this is also a life skill, if you like, something that we've been given as advice from our masters, that we have to learn in this life, and then how to do that, to learn how to live with others, to see the good in others. And especially, we are coming to the devotees. We are associating with the devotee part of the devotees. Hare Krishna. Anyway, a wonderful chapter. And of course, I know every part of every book we read is the best part of the best book we read. But happily reading today this. And Lilavati with us. And I think she's doing seva while we speak. And there in Israel. Hare Krishna. There are chats in the chat box. I'm having a little difficulty getting to them. Suggestible. Oh, yes. Influenceable. Suggestible would be a better word. Thank you for your class. May I humbly ask? So this, these instructions to Sanatan are chapter 20 of Madhya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this is when Mahaprabhu, he's been in South, he's taken sannyas, he's been in Puri, he's been all around South India. He's come back to Puri. He went to Vrindavan through the Jharakanda forest and so many wonderful pastimes. He's been in Vrindavan, and now he's on his way back to Jagannath Puri, where he will stay for the rest of his pastimes. And on his way back, he met with Rupa Goswami in Prayag, what today now is called Mahaprayag, the confluence of the Jamuna, the Ganga, and invisibly the Saraswati. And then after giving instruction to Rupa Goswami, then Mahaprabhu continued, and then he came to Varanasi, or Kasi, Benares. Somehow it has 3 names, maybe 3 different times, I'm not sure why. But there, very famously, this is a very famous place, famous largely, we may think, because it is written and it is told that if one dies in Kashi, which is on the banks of the Ganges, then they won't take another birth again. So if you ever go to India and go to Kashi, then you'll find it's quite full of aged people who are ready to go through the next door. And you'll find that the burning ghats along the banks of the Ganges are quite busy. There are always fires burning to keep you warm on a cool evening. No, the fires of the cremation of the bodies of the souls who passed away. And there in Varanasi, at this famous place, then Mahaprabhu met with Sanatan Goswami, as Sanatan Goswami was heading west after having left from the government service. And he came to meet Mahaprabhu, and there he met Mahaprabhu. And as Paramananda Prabhu said, this is the longest section of the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. That gives us a clue how important it is. But it is all to know who we are, what is our duty, what is our destination. But as Paramanandru also pointed out, this is to hammer it into us that who we are, what is our duty, what is our destination. But if we can accept everything very simply, our masters tell us the conclusion is this, and then we do that conclusion, that actually put into practice what is devotional life in a proper way, then that is the success of our life. So to know many like Sanskrit technical words for different understanding of our relationship with the Lord and grades of relationship with the Lord, that's very good, but to put into practice. And we know that Gurudev was questioned again and again sometimes by devotees about various subjects, including this subject which does keep coming up and slightly touching on in this chapter, that the Jiva soul is from the Tatashta Shakti, the borderline position. That's where the Jiva soul comes from. And then Gurudev was often asked, and still, I was going to say still is asked, he was always being asked about, oh, but we understand that he came from Goloka Vrindavan and then will go back to Godhead, and so many things. And Gurudev very patiently answered in so many ways, trying to get devotees to understand the point. But then when he sees that they are fixing the point, then Gurudev brings things back to the practical level. And that is, so you are trying to understand, this point, this point, this point. But in one way, what does it matter? Where you are now, you're here. Now go to your destination. And another time, Guru, he told something similar to, yes, you are getting this gyan, this knowledge of this, that knowledge of that. But do you have knowledge of Trinadapi Sunichina Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kitanya Sarahari? And putting into practice that continuous chanting of the holy name in this mood. So we see that he who knows everything and can answer everything, has all the knowledge revealed, a lot of it is, you can say, revealed knowledge. One who knows Krishna knows everything. But come to give us the conclusion that humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, not wanting honor for ourselves, and to constantly chant the name of the Lord. Do you know that? Do you practice that? This, Srila Gurudev, with affection, but making a point. We can have all this knowledge and be debating about, okay, did we fall from Goloka or did we come from the marginal position? And again, actually, Sukriti, Paramanandru points out, somebody must have Sukriti to understand the ABCs of Krishna consciousness. And someone may need a little more Sukriti to understand ABC, D, E, F of Krishna consciousness. Then G, H, I. And anyway, you get the idea that we can enter, and then still there's so much more of a journey to go along. And we may for some time stop at a certain level, but actually the journey never ends. And we understand from Gurudev and Guru Maharaj that really we are on a long journey, but it is a beautiful journey. We must simply get into the right road. The road, everyone's driving cars. As Gurudev said in the Western world, everyone is a womanizer, a drunkard, and a car driver. Just see. So everyone's driving cars. You've got to be on the right road when you drive your car to go to the right destination. And if we can get ourselves on the humility, tolerance, giving honor road, then we have some hope that our journey will continue and we will recognize things which we do read and have heard in the scripture, along the way, what to expect on the journey. But the journey is important, and not just technically knowing the map, to know the map, to have like map memory. Oh, there's this place, there is this place, that town, after you cross over from, this city is called that, after that city there's a town, small village which is called this, which has all these properties, there's another village, and then there's another town. If we're on a journey, it might be very wonderful. Somebody knows the whole map from, Hungary, from Budapest to Rezegny. But unless you actually take the road, then it's going to be an exercise of memorizing or knowing that in this country there are forests, in that country there are bears, this country there are cities, that country are tulips. And whatever different countries are famous for between here and Rezegny. Hare Krishna. Anyway, some little different examples that have been given. Guru Maharaj and Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada, they're always giving us some examples, or often giving us some examples. But still we come back to an ounce of practice is worth a ton of theory. And this is what is needed. So Suresh Krishna, well done. And all of this is the Latvia Zoom. All of you in Latvia, well done. Keep on going. And by your invitation, we come together with you and lots of devotees here, all eager to share and to hear and be together. Hare Krishna, including Jai Gauranga Prabhu in Australia and Kamala Sundari Devirasi. She's going to France. They're going on a preaching tour. They're still slipping into France. I think next weekend they're on a preaching tour in France. And next weekend we are on a Orient Day weekend in Italy. This weekend we are on a festival in Hungary. Just see. And Priyanana Devidasya has a contribution for us.
Well, it's not that much about the contribution, but I wanted to say that I appreciate again. Sometimes there are some thoughts in my mind, and then I come to the Zoom and you spell them out. So this time it was like to learn to live with many different personalities, and that is very true. And it's actually amazing how much it depends on your inner, I don't know, what's that, adjustment or mood, because even throughout your life in the temple, or I think anywhere else, some persons who were annoying to you and so on, then gradually or suddenly they become very normal and even friendly. And you think okay, maybe the person is not quite the same and you changed a little bit, but what was that? What changed? And if we are quite the same, it means it's only the attitude that changed. So, but for me, it mostly depends on mercy, I think, because I think my mind doesn't have that power, of adjustment or hearing right things and then implying them. But if something changes out of a sudden, it means some mercy came, or maybe you listen to some talks, and then I don't know how it works, but at least I think it's true that you need to learn to cooperate, or at least not to push people away or not to harm them, at least to be neutral if you cannot do more. And then from there, everything might change. So I want to say thank you for spelling it out, but I cannot. So appreciating.
Actually, while you were talking, from what you were saying, something came to my mind, and I was about to say it, but then it slipped out because I kept on hearing what you were saying, and I got distracted because I thought, Priya Nanak, she does say things along these lines from time to time, but I just can't believe she gets disturbed by anybody, because I never see you disturbed by anyone. So you cover it well if actually you get disturbed by anyone. I think you may be talking about the past and what you realized along the way. But I did have a thought, and it was from Gurudev. Oh, yes, it's from Guru Maharaj, what I was going to say about mercy. And that is, we must understand that whatever we have now, even faith, whatever faith we've got, whatever why are we using our time to hear about Krishna, to hear about Gurudev and Guru Maharaj and what they gave? We've got something, and whatever we have, it is the mercy of Krishna coming through Guru Vaishnava. And Guru Maharaj describes that sometimes we see somebody may go away from the path for the time being, maybe for the time being. And Guru Maharaj describes that they may have done something which has caused their guru to withdraw their grace, so that they no longer are faithful, following practices, no longer doing the things that they should be doing, and they're avoiding Krishna consciousness. That the mercy has been withdrawn for the time being, for some reason. And the other thing is that the reason is always ultimately in the hand of Krishna, our well-wisher. So we're not pointing to others to say, oh, they have gone this way, that way, because they lost the grace of Guru. But we will look to ourselves that we must have some grace for us to be where we are now, somewhat faithful, somewhat hopeful, optimistic, and somewhat trying to do the right things. Even if we're not able to do everything properly, that hope is there. We have that standard to look to. So mercy, grace is everywhere, including where we are at present. And in many things, we get new ways of seeing things. And we thought, oh, well, I never thought like that before. And then we think, okay, we feel that some spark of inspiration from above has come. Not that, oh, I'm so smart, I had this new spark of inspiration. But yes, difficult to believe you really get upset by others. So this is theoretical or history. But to learn to live with many, don't let this frighten anyone away from Krishna consciousness. It's a very positive thing. Because remember, who are the many that we are hoping to live with? They're devotees, and not only ordinary devotees, we can say. They are pure, loving devotees of the Lord. That is everyone in Goloka Vrindavan. And that is the opportunity that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj are giving us. Really it is.
Yes, Maharaj,
And I could...
Oh, yes.
No, say, Priyanana, please, you say.
I just wanted to say that your example with different rainbow colors or colors on the palette, it helps. Like there are many colors, but some are like further from each other and they do not have to mix. That's a little bit soothing sometimes and gives you like proper attitude also, like to accept people are different, don't forget.
Yes, that may give us some relief sometimes. That every colors come from Krishna. Every color is in white. Every color is there in the rainbow, if you mix the colors of the rainbow. But some colors clash when you put them side by side. So just keep them a little separated with some other colors. Yes, that's when we have to be in the realistic nature of the material world. And you know, whatever's here, there's a pure form in Goloka Vrindavan. And the cowherd boys, they do fight sometimes. Balaram gets angry when he's defeated, but it's a different kind of fighting, of course. This is a reflection of the upper world. Hare Krishna. I'm on the phone. I have to look at my watch to see the time, not the phone. Okay. I looked at the watch and I'm thinking an hour, and it's an hour on the watch. How about that? Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees, I am going to rejoin here the devotees who are gathered here today, Sunday. We've been out walking and talking this morning by the river Danube, not the river Ganges, but we can be reminded of the river Danube. Walking and talking, and unfortunately seeing many fishermen. It seems to be a sport. And an unfortunate big fish who was the victim of the sport this morning. But very beautiful. But a reminder of the birth, death, old age, and disease. Actually, many things. And many things we walked and talked and discussed this morning happily. On a summer's day here in Budapest. Okay, dear devotees, with appreciation to each of you, as we said, one by one, giving appreciation and knowing that you all are special because you've got recognition of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. With their feet on our head, let us all proceed, and let us proceed knowing the essential points when, as Gurudev said, but do you know all these other technical things, but do you know Trinadapi Sunichana, Taroreva Sahishnana, Amanina, Manarena, Ketanya Sarahari. So let us at least take that and take to live with many as our message of today, and to come straight to the point as far as possible. Have simple faith and proceed the proper way, knowing that what our masters have told is everything. Yes, Suresh Krishna, sorry, we stole the microphone from you for a while, and Ella, the Ella is there. And please let us pass back to you. And the car of devotees still parked patiently. Suresh Krishna Prabhu.
Jai Srila Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Achay Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Gauranga Gantharva Govinda Sundar Ji ki jai, Giriraj Godhan ki jai, Shri Nitai Gauranga Ji ki jai, Ji Guru Parampara ki jai, Guru Varga ki jai, Namacharya Shri Thakur ki jai, Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswata Acharya Vrinda ki jai, Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Papa Prabhu ki jai, Jai Shri Bhakti Krishna Prabhu ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo, Bancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
So
And I
Maharaj,
see
next Sunday we will be in Riga.
Okay, but will you have Zoom? Yes. Okay, we'll have Zoom in Riga. Very good. And already in Riga, we've got our car load of devotees, and Sava Lokanath, who's driving, I think. They're in a bigger car than Venugita's little car, and with Juvati there. So we're very happy you're able to come together there. Jadu Krishna, always wonderful to see you, and seeing you makes me feel I must be serious in spiritual life. You are setting such an example. Jai Jadu Krishna Prabhu ki jai. To each of you, our obeisances, our jais, and our encouragement to go on and on. It's a happy journey to a happy place. We just have to keep going. Be patient, be confident. Nittai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Dandavat. Jai to each of you. And Tapati, must be quite close to you here in Hungary. But I'll be only here one more day, tomorrow heading back to Italia by the grace of the Lord. Jai. Dandavat, Dandavat. We'll meet again soon. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Jai Nitai, Jai Nitai.